Hi everybody, Marty Rubin here, and I am back for another segment of Marty's Corner. And I have a very special guest today. Stephen DeAngelis, the casting director and very popular promoter from New York City, is here to tell us about a very special event that's taking place at the Argyle Theatre on Friday, August 27th at 8 p.m. Stephen, welcome. And please tell us about this great event.
Thank you, Marty. It's great to be here. I've heard so many wonderful things about the Argyle, and I'm really excited about bringing 5 Broadway stars in one evening in an event called Back to Broadway, which is being produced exclusively for the Argyle. It's 5 performers who will be returning to live performing in the Broadway stage sometime in September. They'll be back in rehearsals and back into full production. Among them are Nick Rashad Burroughs, who was so terrific in Kinky Boots on Broadway and now is in the TheTina Turner Musical.
Yes.
A gentleman named Wade Preston, who is, for my money, the best singer-pianist around, the best boogie-woogie pianist around. And we know that because for 3.5 years he starred in Movin Out, which was the Billy Joel musical. And when Billy Joel did the most important concert of his life, which was this last play at Shea,
right.
Wade was the person, since Billy doesn't like to rehearse, Wade spent 3 months with the band and the orchestra, and he was the person he chose to
so
fill
we know
in
he's
for
talented.
him.
We know he's talented.
Phenomenally talented. A gal named Kimberly Exum, who's playing Nabalungi in the Book of Mormon currently. In fact, she'll be rehearsing that morning with her cast, and we got permission for her to leave their rehearsal in New York to come out here that afternoon to sound check and perform with us.
That's exciting.
A gal named Shereen Pimentel, who has gotten rave reviews for her portrayal of Maria in the revival of West Side Story. And finally, a young woman from Great Britain named Jeanna De Waal, who has done a ton of other Broadway shows, but her big credit, and everyone will get to see her first before they see her on Netflix in the tape version, and then they do the live version on Broadway, playing Princess Diana in Diana, a musical fable.
This is so nice. This is like in baseball, we just had the All-Star game.
Well,
this is a Broadway All-Star game.
And the nice thing is the songs that are going to be presented and put together, no other audience is going to see what we're doing here on the stage that night.
Right.
It's a one and done.
This is lightning in a bottle.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. There's the songs and the performers will not be replicated anywhere. So all the audience members that come will have great bragging rights for the night, and doing something in a place as intimate as this compared to a Broadway house, and also knowing that, you know, if you were to go see any of them, you'd pay 3 or 4 times the ticket price that you're paying here at the Argyle, and you're going to get all 5 of them in one evening, recreating their most memorable musical moments.
No, they singing the songs from the shows that they're in?
In many cases, yes.
That's unbelievable. When you see these people perform, you know, you've seen so many performers in your career, and you see them early in their career. Are you able to tell that stardom is coming for some of these people?
I recognize uniqueness. I recognize honesty. I recognize the ability to connect with an audience. I recognize courageousness in terms of the acting choices. I acknowledge a great sense of humor. I acknowledge their generosity with other performers. All those things go into making stars.
Yes.
And they're all valuable. You know, in baseball, there's a 5-tool player.
Oh yeah.
In Broadway, there would be a 5-tool player.
So now, when you called them and asked them to come and perform, what were they feeling in terms of performing in front of a live audience again?
Well, you know, all of them, as far as I know, this will be their first audience back, live audience back, before they go back to the main stage. So for them, they're really looking forward to recreating what they've done before and celebrating their past successes, but also re-examining the things that they're going to be returning to.
Right. You mentioned some of the qualities before. So, you know, when I'm a big baseball guy, so when I watch a baseball game, I can see somebody who's got what I would call the it factor. In other words, not just their ability to hit a ball and throw a ball, but to do the things that make them a star. You know, so when these performers have the it factor, like what qualities do they have that tell you, okay, this performer's got the it quality?
Oh God. Well, I think I mentioned a bunch of them before, but it's really about passion. And it's also about the not caring, I mean, they care about the audience, but what they care about is creating something unique with their fellow performers.
Right.
It's, you know, it's like being part of a great double play combination.
Right.
Same kind of thing. You're playing with and for your teammates for the bigger audience.
Yes.
You know, you have to honor the creative contributions of the writer of the music and the composer and the writer of the book, and the director and the choreographer, and so you're really a team player in that regard too.
Right.
That's where someone can figure out a way to stand out and still honor the integrity of the piece they're in.
So, the people that are watching this and want to come to that night,
Right.
what can they expect? How would the night play out?
Okay, so I'll welcome everyone. I'll introduce everyone individually the first time you come out. We'll chat a little bit. But then from then on, the artists will be on their own to set up their own songs, to talk about what the songs mean to them, to talk about the reasons that I chose the song. I wind up having dialogue with them to figure out what the best songs are
Right.
in the mix of the evening. And then at 3/4 point, after they've each done 3 songs, I'll stop the action for a little bit, and we'll do a brief question and answer period with the audience, which is very unique. And I figure that by that point, the audience will feel like they know them already enough. And they may
Yes.
have questions in their head, but very rarely do they get a chance to express them. But I figure the theater here is intimate enough that we can take advantage of that intimacy.
Yes.
And we'll either do it with cards or we'll have them raise their hand. I won't have to run up and down the aisles like Phil Donahue. If you're old enough to know who Phil Donahue is, you are, I am.
Yes.
They may not, you may not be. But and then they'll get to do their last song of the evening. So, I want them to have a more than entertainment, I want to have an understanding of what it takes to become a working artist, because these
Yes.
folks are all working artists and they've been working a good percentage of their life, and they'll have their own opinions and their own insights. And listen, if they understand the art a little more, they'll understand why they should support the Argyle through the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Steve, we cannot wait for August 27th. It's going to be a great night, Friday night at 8 o'clock. Like we said earlier, it's like catching lightning in a bottle, one night only. These are the performers that are literally doing the last thing before they start their shows in New York City. So we can't wait to see you all out here at the Argyle Theatre.
Thank you.